Hi there, I am Lisa and I design for Cocoa Daisy. I have received my December kit, my December Cocoa Daisy kit, and I'm about to start scrapbooking. This is the first layout that I'm making with this kit. I have printed off a selection of photos. I do tend to find these days that I tend to create multi-photograph layouts. I went through a phase of just scrapbooking 1 or 2 photos a page, but these days I tend to pack a lot more on there. So it's always kind of a bit of a challenge to put some photos on, tell a story, and still have quite a pretty design. So I've got these photos. I printed them all off with a decent sized white frame. I quite like that. I think it keeps the photos and the layout looking nice and clean. And I am going to be using these vellum letters that came in the main kit, so I'm excited about using those. I'm starting off with a 12 by 12 nice thick piece of white card, and I'm going to be starting with this Cocoa Daisy paper here. It's a lovely thick piece, and I'm going to trim it down and use it in the center of my page. I've decided to have the photos stacked down the middle, and I need to make sure that I have enough paper either side. Let's grab a pencil and mark off, so I know that if I cut down there, I've got the paper either side. I've done it too many times where I haven't actually made a mark on the paper and I come back and I haven't allowed enough room. So I'm going to trim this card. That's that, going very carefully as I've just lit a candle on the desk next to me, and the last thing I want to do is start a fire. That wouldn't be very fun. Right, let's pop that like that. Reasonably center, I think. So that's on there, and now I am going to stick on my photographs. So I'm going to stick them down in order. These photos were taken on the way to Magic Kingdom. Just always just have a piece of tape in the middle, and that way if I change my mind it's really easy to jiggle them around. Okay, and I'm just going to overlap that way. I've got a bit of the car frame in the way there. So we've got the, no, these need to be the other way around. See what I mean? You can easily then reposition them. So we've got the photo on the road, we've got the photo arriving at the car park in Magic Kingdom. We could actually overlap that a little bit more. We don't need to see those cars, although we're covering Minnie up a bit there. Let's do that there. Might reposition that. We have then got the photograph on the monorail. Let's do that like that. We've got the photograph arriving at Magic Kingdom just as the gates were opening, and then we've got the Diddy photo of us going into Magic Kingdom. So that's that. I might actually change my mind and move that one over. Now I have got a few bits and pieces here from the Pink Paisley ephemera. Show you some of these. It's the takeaway selection here, 40 pieces in there. So I'd already decided, I had a little play before I started playing with this kit, and I'm just going to randomly stick a few of the bits and pieces in. It's a shame to miss out that, so let's stick that like that. And then we can always use that somewhere else or even on a different layout. And I'm going to do the same, just trim bits and pieces. I like layering up. I tend to use quite a few bits of sticky foam tape. They're really fun just to stick on the back of things. What did I just, oh, it was the flower, wasn't it? So just sliding bits and pieces in here and there, and adding as I go along. No particular plan. Just seeing what works where. And if I don't like it, I can always switch it around. I think that's too big. Might put that there. actually I am changing my mind, and I am going to, let's put this under there. I'm just having a play at the moment. I'm not sure where I'm going. I might actually put moments down the side here, so that might come away altogether. Let's pop that on there, put that at the side, and let's spin this around, and let's see how that fits on there. Right, I have decided that my title is going to go in the center here. I'm going to tuck that in like that. So I am going to use some sticky, just some PVA glue on the back. I'm not going to do a huge amount of glue. It doesn't take much to stick it in place. And I'm going to be tucking some of it underneath my photos, but obviously the word you will still be able to read. I like the vellum because it's transparent, you can see through it, so you've got a bit of colour still on the page, but you can see through it. It's quite nice. So I am going to stick these down. Right, I've decided I'm not sticking down the word completely. I've alternated it, so I've got some of the words, the letters I should say, over the top, and some I've tucked underneath, and I've left the tops all loose there, so they're kind of rising up a little bit, and that reads moments. And I'm not so happy with that there. I've got a few other bits and pieces. These are the Cocoa Daisy pieces. I believe these came in the Day in the Life kit. They're really handy to add here and there as well, and it's quite nice actually, adding a little bit of colour. So I'm going to stick these on with some of the 3D foam tape as well. The design down the outside is really coming together now. I'm really happy with how this is shaping up. Just kind of adding bits and pieces as I go, no plan, and it's really fun to make like this. I'm really enjoying this. I'm decided that this flag here, I'm going to add to the top here. Let's pop that like that, and I'm going to put a heart in the middle. I think it needs to be a pinky colour. I've got this piece from the Day in the Life kit. It's a Cocoa Daisy piece of card, and I am going to pop that inside there, and then that works on both accounts. That works with Love Today and Love This. And actually, while I've got this here, I'm going to add a few more. Can't go wrong with a few hearts. Really nice way to embellish the page. So with a few hearts here and there down the side, this page is starting to take place now. I had kind of thought about adding, I quite like these little bows. I don't think I really need one though. No, I'm not going to add those. Let's see if we can squeeze in any of these. Could do. Yeah, actually, let's add that on that bottom heart. You can really see now how the layers are coming together. Does that one work? I like how we've got all the embellishments on the one side and the title is going to be on the next. So that is that. I think I might just add a few smaller hearts. I've got another punch here. Let's add some. I quite like how this paper's faded. I'm not sure where these are going yet. I'm just going to stick them randomly down with some glue. I'm going to use the other side of this one, the bluey side. Right, now back to the title. So we've got the embellishments that side, and we have got the title here. So I had planned to call this Magical Moments on the Way to the Magic. So I am going to use this. Now, I don't usually get too particular with straight lines and all of that, but I think today I am going to. I am going to do a really thin line that I will be able to rub out afterwards. Now I've got a choice of two colours. I've got this one from the main kit, I think it was, and I've got this one from the Day in the Life kit. I was going to use this one, but I think I'm going to go with that one. Slightly different, but this one's a bit pinker and it does actually go better with my layout. It's a bit more pinky. So I am going to put the words magical up there. So that's that. And actually, it's covered the line really nicely. Let's just straighten up that. That's not too bad. So magical moments. And then I'm going to have over here on the way to the magic. And I'm just going to stick the rest of the title down. I've decided that this needs a bit more balance. I really like the title work, but I feel like I need just another word up there because I've got a lot down here and not as much up there. So I am going to add in the word today's. So we've got today's magical moments on the way to the magic. Now I used my really sweet heart-shaped pink rubber eraser and it's left a nasty mark on my page. Don't you just hate it when something like that happens? So I am going to do something to get rid of that in just a moment. I'm very, very close to finishing this page, so just bear with me a second and I'm going to get a little bit of paint. I've got a little bit of Printy Pink Kaiser colour and a little bit of spearmint, and I am going to add some water to my paintbrush, and I'm literally just going to take some of the paint from inside so there's hardly anything on my brush. I've just got a little bit on the top of the brush there. I'm going to dip it in the water and just add some splodges like that, almost just dabbing the paper. And over here just adds a nice little bit of colour. Let's wipe that, and I'm going to do the same with the pink now as well. I might just add a bit more blue on the other side and the tiniest bit of pink. It's being careful because obviously the bluey colour isn't dry, so it will blend in a little bit. And like here you get a bit of a dirty colour, so but you can just wash that out. If you don't like it, dip the paintbrush back in and you can just blend it. I am going to go and dry this page and I will show you the end result. The page is lovely and dry now. I have really blasted it with the heat gun and I've purposely concentrated on the tops here and let them bubble up and really burn a little bit. I quite like that effect. Wasn't planned, and I started to do the edge there and I really liked it, so I've continued throughout the top. If you do it, just go careful because obviously it is burning the paper. I don't want you ending up burning your house down. So that's my page. I am going to add a little bit more colour. I have a couple of the Distress spray stains. I don't plan to spray them, however. I am just going to let them drip in a few places. I haven't done this for a while. I used to end up doing this on all my layouts. And that's that. And I'm going to do the same with the spun sugar. A nice pale pink. Does almost look like candy floss, that one, doesn't it? There we go. And that's my layout. We have got the magical tour on the way to Magic Kingdom. I've obviously got to be careful with this now because it's wet, but that's the layout. So we've got today's magical moments on the way to the magic, and a nice few photographs there to tell the story. I hope you've enjoyed this. It's ended up being a little bit messier than I expected, but I like getting messy sometimes. It's fun. So thank you for joining me today, and I shall see you very soon. Thank you. Bye.